Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I am explaining chapter 16 electric current and its chemical effects. The material which allow current to pass through them easily, they are known as conductors, while the other material which do not allow current or electricity to pass through them, they are known as insulators. But a better term is poor conductor, because no material is perfectly an insulator. Sometimes or the other, even insulators are able to conduct somewhat current. For example, air, which is an insulator, is found to conduct current during lightning. So it's better to use the term poor conductor as compared to insulator. Now the materials like metal, they are very good conductors. The materials like plastic, wood, bakelite, they are poor conductors. But these all are solids. Now what about liquids? Can they also be categorized as conductors or insulators? For this we have an activity. In this activity we are using a continuity tester. Now this is a simple wire which is having a battery and a small LED bulb attached to it. The two ends of the wire are free so that we can dip it in any solution which we want to test for its conductivity. Now if we test these many liquids, we found that lime juice, distilled water, orange juice, tomato juice and vinegar, they are able to conduct the electricity and we are able to see the bulb glowing. But if we use vegetable oil, glycerin and hair oil or distilled water, there is no glowing of the bulb, which means that these are poor conductors or insulators. So we can categorize liquids as well as conductors or poor conductors. Now what makes electricity to flow through liquids, or what is the cause of conductivity of liquids? Now the cause of conductivity of liquids is if the liquid contain free ions, then it will be able to conduct electricity. For example, if we have sodium chloride salt and if we dissolve it in water, we find that sodium and chloride ions, they separate, and these ions are charged particles, so when they freely move, they are able to conduct electricity. Sodium chloride can also conduct electricity in molten state, but if it is in solid state, there are no free ions to move, so it cannot conduct electricity. Now these liquids which contain free ions and conduct electricity, they are known as electrolytes. Electrolytes can be classified into two categories, that is weak electrolyte and the strong electrolyte. The electrolytes which completely gets ionized in solution and they give a large number of free ions, they are good conductors and they are known as strong electrolytes. While the other electrolytes which partially get ionized very partially, means they dissociate into ions but not complete dissociation takes place, so they have less number of free mobile ions. Such liquids are known as weak electrolytes. So if we have a solution of oxalic acid, citric acid, carbonic acid, these are weak electrolytes, while the solution containing mineral acids like nitric acid, sulfuric acid, these electrolytes are strong electrolytes. Now next comes, can we convert chemical energy of the chemical reactions into electrical energy? As we know that energy can neither be created nor be destroyed, but it can only be changed from one form to another, and this is law of conservation of energy. So if this law holds true, then chemical energy can be converted into electric energy. And this was put to practical use first time by Italian scientist Alessandro Volta. He took a setup in which he dipped a zinc rod and a copper rod in a solution of dilute sulfuric acid. Now these rods are such that zinc is more reactive than copper. So chemical reactions take place and zinc rod gives zinc ions into the solution, and the electrons so formed or released by the zinc atom, they travel through the wire and they reach the copper rod. And while the electrons are traveling through wire, there is flow of charge or current is there, and that makes the bulb glow. So due to the chemical reaction, electrons are produced which can move through wire, and thus chemical reactions can cause electric current. Now this forms the basis of the electric bell, batteries or cell. So this was the first type of cell that was made by the scientist Alessandro Volta. Later, after more and more invention, we have a better kind of dry cell that we use today. So voltaic cell is based on the principle of conversion of chemical energy into electrical energy.